and welcome to the Invest in Turkey Forum 2021, albeit digitally, the second one that we've had digitally now due to COVID conditions, but hopefully it won't be too long before we'll all be meeting together in person as we get a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel in both our countries as conditions continue to improve. We're bringing together the leading experts and influencers in terms of what's available for investors in Turkey. We have a very high profile number of speakers who will be joining us today to discuss the opportunities that Turkey offers. We'll be looking at project finance, infrastructure, energy, and also a number of new opportunities that now have presented themselves in Turkey. In terms of the agenda, we'll be looking at financing and funding infrastructure on renewable energy projects. What are the new most prominent sectors for PPP projects? Railway infrastructure, that's a big opportunity for investors in Turkey as the Turkish government are now extending the railway network across Turkey. Also, we'll be looking at project bond models, and we have a number of experts who will navigate and guide our way through those. And what opportunities for Turkish infrastructure players abroad? I mean, we all know that Turkey is a hub for the region, and when it comes to construction companies, Turkey is the second largest after the Chinese, and have major projects across the region, across Central Asia, North Africa, Middle East, and Russia. So this is another major opportunity for investors who are looking at opportunities, not just in Turkey, but working with Turkish companies who are investing in the region. The latest trends and sustainable investments and ESG impact. And again, we've got a number of experts who can guide us through those opportunities. And in terms of renewable energy, hydrogen is very much high on the priority list, and Turkey has definitely got opportunities in that area. So, as I say, we'll have experts who will be dealing with all these subjects as we go through the agenda. The opportunities that we're identifying at the British Chamber of Commerce in Turkey. I mean, we're seeing supply chain reorientation now on the agenda, and Turkey is definitely an opportunity for UK companies and investors looking at Turkey as people are now moving away from moving away from China as part of their supply chain. And we've had a number of inquiries through our office in Istanbul from UK companies who are just analysing just what Turkey has to offer as they reorientate their supply chains closer to the domestic market. We're also seeing a massive growth in e-commerce in Turkey. I mean, COVID has had a major impact on e-commerce in both our markets, both UK and Turkey, as home deliveries and online purchasing has played a major part in getting through the COVID restrictions. And Turkey's made enormous progress in e-commerce with some very high-profile e-commerce companies, one of which is now operating in the UK, and the larger ones in Turkey have now done funding rounds and have now got a long-term future there. So this is another opportunity, and anybody that's interested in e-commerce, Turkey is definitely the place to be. As we go through digital transition, technology will also be a major opportunity for investors. And Turkey's gone leaps and bounds in terms of its technology sector. And we're seeing more and more companies looking at Turkey for either joint ventures or investment opportunities in the Turkish tech sector. So I'm not going to say much more now. I'm going to leave it to the experts to guide us through the day. It will be an extremely enlightening day and provided with all the boxes that we need to tick as we're looking at investment. So now I'm going to hand over and welcome His Excellency Umut Yalçın, the Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey in UK, to open with his opening address. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everyone from London. Thank you for this organization, for EEL Events and British Chamber of Commerce in Turkey. I'm very happy to address this esteemed audience who continue to work hard and try to broaden their horizons even under pandemic conditions. I really thank all the organizers and sponsors for providing us with this valuable platform. As well, we all experienced last year, around this time of the year, everything seemed we did not have a vaccine last year. We did not have any clarity as to what might become of economies because of the pandemic. UK did not have an agreement with the EU. Therefore, Turkey did not have a trade continuity agreement with the UK. Having said that, of course, the two countries preserved their strong political relations and will to further deepen their strategic relations even during difficult times, and high-level contacts maintained pace. Both Turkey and UK worked hard during the pandemic, and today we are in a much better place. Vaccination programs are being carried out with success both in UK and Turkey. The free trade agreement has enabled smooth continuation of our trade. Negotiations will start to services, additional agricultural goods, digital economy, investments, subsidies, sustainable development, and so on. Turkish economy is quite resilient when it comes to global shocks. It has a good track record of recovery. Therefore, Turkey did not experience big disruptions in economy and supply chains due to COVID-19. On the contrary, it was the second country in G20 after China with highest growth, 1.8% in 2020. It stood out as a reliable alternative supply source. This trend continues. Turkish economy expanded 7% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2021, above market expectations. Financial and insurance sector activities grew by 18%. Other services 7.7%, and agriculture 7.5% during the same period. Turkish economy is expected to grow between 5-6% in 2021, according to many rating institutions, the IMF and World Bank estimations. Fiscal performance has improved as the public debt GDP ratio remains low at 40.8% of GDP. Turkey's foreign trade volume increased 25.4% in the first 4 months of 2021, reaching $151.6 billion. Turkey's trade with UK also increased in January-April 2021 and reached $5.8 billion. Although current restrictions for COVID-19 will likely pressure on growth, and strong trend in exports will contribute positively to economic activity. In terms of investment environment, Turkey is one of the leading countries in private participation in infrastructure. Electricity is the driving sector of PPI, as well as airports, railways, and highways. In addition, there have been remarkable improvements in most areas of business environment in Turkey, as reflected in the World Bank's Doing Business Index for 2020. Turkey has jumped up by 10 to be 33rd among 190 countries. This strong performance was one of the key factors behind the positive rating actions taken by some of the ratings agencies this year. As all this data indicates, the vibrant Turkish economy is presenting many opportunities, and British investors can be a part of Turkey's ongoing economic growth I believe all these opportunities will be examined thoroughly during this forum. Before concluding my opening remarks, I would like to mention the importance of human-to-human, people-to-people connections, contacts through civil aviation and tourism. For this reason, I would like to underline the importance of this traffic light system in the UK. Turkey doesn't deserve to remain in the red list zone, not only for tourism, but for the business, trade, and essential visits. There should be immediate resumption of direct flights between UK and Turkey. And when we compare the scientific figures of Turkey's fight against pandemic, you can easily see that Turkey is those countries in amber list, but Turkey is in the red list. I think this is not fair. In order to invest in Turkey, first you should fly to Turkey. And because of that reason, in the coming review, we would like to see Turkey not in the red list. We should be immediately excluded from the red light system, and we should be in the zone that give opportunity to all businessmen, all tradesmen, all university students, and all tourists to be able to visit Turkey and exchange visits between Turkey and UK. I wish we will see this amazing direct flights and direct connections between two countries. Thank you so much. I wish you fruitful and deliberations and successful meetings during the platform and forum. And I again thank British Chamber of Commerce and EEL Events and all the sponsors.
Thank you, Umit Bey, and I do have sympathy with your comment about the red list. So hopefully, things will get better in the very short term. Thank you. I would just like to also just reiterate the comments that Umit Bey made about the free trade agreement. As he mentioned, we now have a solid platform given the new free trade agreement that was signed on the 29th of December 2020. This is a continuity agreement, so we have the same trade terms and references and tariffs that we previously enjoyed before we left the EU. But that's only the starting point, and as Umit Bey mentioned, within the next 2 years, negotiations will start, and hopefully they will start within the next 6 months, where we will enhance that free trade agreement and bring in more sectors that will offer greater opportunities for UK investors in Turkey and also for Turkish companies exporting to UK. So lots of good news there, and we have to take advantage of that. And as I say, the Turkey Forum that's been going on now for a number of years is a great platform to actually showcase just what's on offer. Our next speaker I would like to welcome is Mahmut Bey. He's from the Investment Office of the Presidency. I think he's the head of the Investment Office of the Presidency of Turkey. So if I could welcome Mahmut Bey to speak now. Thank you. We now have Mahmut Bey online. He's, I believe, the head of the Investment Office of the Presidency of Turkey, and he's going to talk about the opportunities and the incentives that the Turkish government are providing for investors coming to Turkey. Mahmut Bey, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, His Excellency Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Chairman, distinguished participants. My name is Mahmut Muhyiddin Keskin. I'm Head of Strategy Department at the Invest in Turkey, Investment Office of Turkey. It's a great pleasure for me to join you today at the Invest in Turkey Forum. I would like to thank you for inviting us. Actually, we have been participating in these forums from the beginning, and we are really happy to be a part of it. I wish all of you a successful event. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, Turkey always provides great opportunities for investors from different sectors and fields. With its entrepreneurial business culture, young population, and skilled labor pool, it has been attracting significant investments from global players. Despite the pandemic, international investors continue to make significant commitments in Turkey, and we have witnessed surging cross-border transactions last year. The number of mergers and acquisitions has increased in the last 2 years. We see a significant diversification in their nature as well. Last year, Turkish startups raised 3 unicorns, mainly in digital sectors. On the other hand, high-tech oriented greenfield projects continue in Turkey. Last year, many expansion investments are announced. We are witnessing a huge interest from financial investors as well. These are clear signs for increasing investor confidence in the Turkish economy. According to the IMF, in 2020, Turkey recorded the second highest growth rate among G20 countries. In the first quarter of 2021, it maintained its strong position with a growth rate of 7%. 56% of this growth rate resulted from net export and investments, which is an indicator of a balanced and healthy growth. In this context, the sustained economic growth, despite unforeseen conditions and crises, has proven the resilience of the Turkish economy. In 2021, Turkey aims to ensure the sustainability of fundamental economic activities and keep its economic growth rate above the world average, in line with the World Bank estimates. For more than a year, the world has been dealing with a global health crisis. UNCTAD's latest report indicates that the decline in global FDI is around 42% in 2020. Unfortunately, the forecast does not seem optimistic for the near future in terms of FDI. According to the same report, the stagnation in global FDI will continue in 2021 and the coming years. In 2021, we expect more or less the same amount of global FDI flows as in 2020. In 2020, the decline in FDI flows to developed countries was much higher than developing countries. But the first signals indicate that we might see the opposite in 2021. Many developing countries actually are struggling to reduce the negative impacts of COVID-19 crisis. Due to their lack of capacity to tackling economic downturn, developing countries may receive much less FDI in 2021. The announcements for greenfield investments to these countries down by almost 50% in 2020. In the same period, the new FDI announcements for developed economies declined by only 17%. If this trend persists in 2021, developing countries might face a very bad year in terms of FDI this year. However, Turkey may differ from other emerging economies in a positive way in 2021, as its economy is less affected from the pandemic. Turkey attracted $7.7 billion of FDI in 2020, reporting only 17% decline year over year. This suggests that Turkey has been relatively less affected by the pandemic, despite the sharp decline in global FDI. Distinguished participants, Turkey's continuous reform policies since the early 2000s has made doing business in Turkey much easier. In 2006, according to the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, our country was at the 84th position. In 2020, last year, Turkey ranked the 33rd among 190 countries, so 51 places up in 14 years. In March, President Erdogan announced an extensive reform package that focuses on the economy and judiciary as well. This reform package has also included exclusive policy actions to increase Turkey's participation in global value chains. We believe the new reforms will increase predictability, reduce red tape, and offer quick solutions to any issue encountered during the investment process. As the Investment Office of Turkey, we have been working on designing a national FDI strategy since last July. The strategy will be published in the official gazette very soon. we have designed the national FDI strategy in 4 main phases. In the first phase, we analyzed current global FDI market, main trends and expectations, post-COVID scenarios, etc. Secondly, Turkey's investment climate and its past performance were examined closely. In the third phase, we defined the high-quality FDI for Turkey. After that, we specified the national targets and strategies to attract high-value-added, high-quality FDI into Turkey. This strategy document will provide Turkey with a blueprint in attracting high-value-added investments with cutting-edge technologies in necessary areas. In a period marked by slowing global FDI, intensifying competition and evolving global supply chains, our strategy aims at enhancing Turkey's FDI performance in both quantitative and qualitative terms. Our strategy focuses on 3 fundamental dimensions for our economy. First, technological transformation. Second, employment. And third, current account balance. In order for Turkey to maintain and enhance its competitiveness in production and export-oriented FDI, it's critically important to align its business environment, regulatory framework, and supplier-based infrastructure with the Sustainable Development Goals. The strategy includes several actions in this regard. For example, under the action plan of our national FDI strategy, our relevant institutions will conduct studies which will boost the compliance of the business climate and the regulatory framework with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals and also the European Green Deal. Ladies and gentlemen, with its geographical location, manufacturing power, and logistics infrastructure, Turkey is at the heart of industrial production in the region. Global companies are using Turkey as an R&D, manufacturing, export, and management hub in the region. We produce and export value-added products in many different countries. Logistics infrastructure also has been key to Turkey's participation in global value chains. Consequently, Turkey has massively invested in transport infrastructure over the past 2 decades, establishing domestic and international transport links. Investments regarding logistics activities, which will improve our transport infrastructure and support intermodality, are considered as valuable investments for Turkey. The infrastructure quality to be supported with FDI is of critical importance for enhancing Turkey's role of being the production and distribution base of its region. We believe that the transformation pressure in the global value chains will serve Turkey's FDI targets. As the Investment Office of Turkey, we are closely following the developments in this area and trying to attract new investments. The quality and diversity of the local suppliers, as well as the transportation and logistics infrastructure of the countries, will be a very important determinant for the new investment decisions. At this point, I would like to remind you that we attach a great importance to the involvement of international companies in infrastructure projects in Turkey. Our office has been supporting international investors in many sectors, including logistics, energy, and healthcare infrastructure. Please feel free to contact us if you need any assistance. I would like to thank you all for listening to me, and I wish you a very productive event. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mehmet Bey, and a very good story there. I mean, lots of positives and lots of opportunity, and your office is key to this. And I would again recommend anybody that's got any inquiries to contact Mahmut's office, because they've got all the information and they'll provide you with all the advice and guidance that you need. So as we move on, we're moving into our first panel. This is going to be based on financing Turkish infrastructure, and the panel is one of our gold sponsors. So we have Clifford Chance and Çiftçi Partnership, who are holding this first session. And again, if it wasn't for our gold sponsors and also our bronze sponsor, Nazla Partnership, also on legal and tax, we couldn't put these events on. So a big thank you for them for their support. So we move into the the first session. So the moderator will be Gerard Grubb, the partner at Clifford Chance in Istanbul, a gentleman I know extremely well. I'll ask him to introduce his speakers and set the scene for the discussion. Gerard, over to you.